Time and again, we put a paltry price on their martyrdom. One-time compensation packages are arbitrarily announced that differ from state to state. Most often, they are announced without sparing a thought for the circumstance of those the brave heart leave behind. Once this token of gesture of compensation is made, we think our duty is over. This platitudinous approach needs to end. Our duty to the sacrifice never ends. Ours is a timeless debt of gratitude. Time the centre considers levying a martyr's benevolent cess to ensure that the future of those the Braves leave behind is secured till they can stand up on their own. Support this appeal on NewsX as we build up to a campaign on the change.org. We will submit your appeal to the Prime Minister's office and to the Defence Ministry.
They left their homes in uniforms and are returning in coffins. They have made the ultimate sacrifice for India, and now we must honor it. Such is the irony of life that Havaldar N.S. Rawat was cremated on his birthday. While he made the ultimate sacrifice, he leaves behind a wife, 4 unmarried daughters and a young son. His distraught daughter stares at the future with trepidation and uncertainty.
पाकिस्तान वालों को मारो और इसको गोली को लगा के उड़ा दो। तो ऐसा ही कहना चाहती हूँ और तो मेरे को अब्बा मेरा जिसने मेरे पापा को मारा उसको मारना चाहते हैं।
While Rajasthan mourns his death, they pledge to send more sons to fight for India.
पाकिस्तान गद्दार देश है और उसको अपनी गद्दारी का एहसास दिलाना जरूरी है। यदि मोदी जी कुछ नहीं कर सकते तो फिर जनता को अपने हाथ में कुछ शस्त्र लेना पड़ेगा। मन से इनको श्रद्धांजलि दे रहे हैं और कोशिश करेंगे कि ऐसे 4 जवान इस क्षेत्र से और भेजें ताकि करारा जवाब मिल सके उनको।
जिस तरह से ये पाकिस्तान बार-बार ये कदम उठाता है, इसको एक बार मुंह तोड़ जवाब देके इसको बिल्कुल सफाई कर देना चाहिए। ना तो ऐसा कैंप रखना चाहिए उधर जहाँ ये ट्रेनिंग दी जाती है। उनको सबको मिटा के तहस-नहस कर देना चाहिए।
We salute the sacrifice of Havaldar N.S. Rawat. A fortnight back, Nayat Kumar Vidyarthi's wife celebrated Teej and prayed for her husband's long life. But now she mourns at his funeral. Vidyarthi made the ultimate sacrifice for India, but left behind a grieving wife, 3 young daughters and a son. His daughter Aarti's future seems grim. She wanted to study at IIT, but now all her dreams are shattered.
मैं ऐसे बनना चाहती थी, IIT ज्वाइन करना चाहती थी, दिल्ली IIT, लेकिन अब पता नहीं हो पाएगा।
अभी तो प्रेस पता सब आए हुए। क्या सेना में जाना चाहोगी अगर मौका मिला तो?
अगर मौका मिला तो मैं जरूर जाना चाहूँगी।
We salute the sacrifice of Nayak Kumar Vidyarthi.
Our braves sacrificed their lives to keep us safe. But time and again, we put a paltry price on their martyrdom. One-time compensation packages are arbitrarily announced, which differ from state to state. Most often, they are announced without sparing a thought for the circumstance of those the brave hearts leave behind. Once this token gesture of compensation is made, we think our duty is over. This platitudinous approach needs to end. Our duty to their sacrifice never ends. Ours is a timeless debt of gratitude. Time the centre considers levying a martyr's benevolent cess to ensure that the future of those the Braves leave behind is secured till they can stand up on their own. Support this appeal on NewsX on change.org. We will submit your appeal to the Prime Minister's office and the Defence Ministry.
Alright, that's the NewsX campaign on change.org. If you've not logged in as yet, do log in and register what you think. Will take your appeal to the Prime Minister's office and to the office of the Defence Minister. Let me open this up. Rajeev Chandrasekhar now joins us on the broadcast, independent MP of the Rajya Sabha. Good evening, sir. Thanks for being with us. Before I come to you, sir, we have 2 callers on the show. This is a calling segment. You can call in on the numbers that's flashing at the bottom of our screen. First caller is Mr. Chitambram from Chennai. Good evening, sir. Go ahead. I think we have Rani on the phone line from Mumbai. Rani, go ahead.
Yeah, hi. I just want to say that every time this country takes a beating, it's the poor innocent soldiers who die. Finally, nothing is done in retaliation. We just keep either giving them some little amounts to their families and think that the compensation will take care of it. But the sorrow and whatever the suffering
Right.
these people have undergone to protect us, the real thing I feel we should do is to give Pakistan a visiting reply. We should not just sit quiet and just appoint committees to look into it and all that kind of thing. Not just cash as a reward.
All right, Rani. Thanks for calling us with your views. Mr. Chandrasekhar, let me begin by asking you, sir, what should India do to end the tokenism that has been going on for years?
Hello?
Yes, sir, if you can hear me.
Hello?
Mr. Chandrasekhar, if you can hear me, sir, I asked you, what should India as a country do to end the tokenism?
Hello?
I think there's some problem with the line of Mr. Chandrasekhar. We'll
Not
try and get that sorted. But yeah, go ahead, sir. We can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, no, I think the answer is in your question that we should not be looking at this as tokenism. This is these are people who serve and sacrifice because they really believe in our nation. They believe in the concept of service, and our relationship with them, our relationship as a nation, our relationship as people with them should be lasting, should be permanent, and should be durable. It should not be something that wakes up when there is a tragedy like this and then we forget about it after the tragedy is over. The relationship between the citizenry of this country and the armed forces should be a permanent, empathetic, supportive one, and it should be through thick and thin, should good times and bad times, and it should be visible to the armed forces. It should be visible to the men, women and families of the armed forces. Unfortunately, that is not there because this big institution of government, especially some state governments, is so apathetic, has no empathy, and therefore the relationship gets into this kind of a tokenism, which it should not be.
Mr. Chandrasekhar, what do you think really explains the anomaly in the amount of compensation that different states have to offer? Do you think there should be a fixed amount of monetary aid that should be offered to the next of kin of martyrs?
Of course, and I think there should be a national framework for it, because remember, a soldier who serves and dies is serving his nation. He doesn't serve his state, he doesn't serve his mohalla, he doesn't serve his village. He serves for the flag of India, he serves for the nation, and he believes that the country is behind him. Now, it should not be the case that because a Subedar Bana Singh comes from J&K, the J&K government gives him a very, very paltry pension, and the Punjab government that values its soldiers gives a very different amount of money. And it is never about money, it is about recognition. And it is absolutely the case that every state, every government must recognize and reward our soldiers in the same manner. How can you make a case that one state treats national service and sacrifice differently from another state, especially when the soldiers are fighting for the nation?
Absolutely, sir. Very valid point. Let me pull in a couple of callers that we have. Avinash from Pune, Rajpal from Mumbai. Rajpal, go ahead.
It is very sad. Hello?
Yeah, Mr. Rajpal, please go ahead.
I'm Avinash from Pune.
Yeah,
Can I talk?
Yeah, please.
See, but what I wanted to tell you, if you go to the back history, just a few years back, it was a Finnish government which awarded 50 lakhs to the ACP who was killed by accident and while doing his duty. Now, comparatively, whatever our soldiers are given is a very paltry sum. They don't bother whether they're how many dependents they have, what aim they have. Some of them want, some of the sons and daughters want to go to IIT. How they are going to finance that their dream? Now we must consider that. We must consider that all states cannot give compensation at their will. It should be controlled and the maximum amount should be given to the soldiers who are fighting for our nation.
Okay, maximum amount should be given to the soldiers who are fighting, who in fact would die fighting for our nation, for their supreme sacrifice. Rajpal, another caller from Mumbai now on the phone line. Rajpal, go ahead. I think we've lost Rajpal there. Mr. Chandrasekhar, you heard our caller Avinash from Pune. He made a very valid point, sir. He said that maximum amount, the government, state governments, both at the and also at the center, should strive to give maximum amount of monetary aid to the family.
And this is the case, that a normal, a regular Indian citizen, a common Indian citizen, has complete empathy and regard and respect for the life and service of the armed forces. Unfortunately, it is the political class and a lot of the bureaucratic class that comes between the citizens' desire to reward, support, be empathetic to the armed forces and what actually is done. I know personally cases where widows of soldiers who have died in Jammu and Kashmir have been asked for bribes by low-level government officers to give the reward, the money that is due to them by the state government. I have had cases where widows have called me up and said the plot of land that was promised to us in the aftermath of the sacrifice of my husband still hasn't been given and is caught in red tape. And people are making us go round and round in circles and asking for bribes. This is the reality. Beyond the headlines and beyond the statements of politicians and on the immediate aftermath of a sacrifice lies an apathetic system that makes even the widows of these martyrs struggle to get what is their due.
Absolutely, and we've seen and read many such stories of war widows not being given their due, not just that, being insulted by lower level bureaucrats as also state governments. There are plenty of such stories that in fact we have at NewsX have also reported. But Mr. Chandrasekhar, the fundamental question remains, what should be done to ensure that such an apathy comes to an end?
No, the only way you can change the apathy of a bureaucrat or apathy of the political class is the people stand up and say, no, we don't want this. Our relationship with our armed forces should be one of respect, should be one of honor, should be one of empathy, that we value sacrifice, we value service. I would like these kinds of programs to be done more often and not just when there was an incident like the Uri attacks. The more there is awareness amongst the people that the political class and the bureaucratic class are letting our soldiers down, letting their families down, the more they will react, the more they will be loud, and the more their loud voices will be heard by the people who take these decisions.
Right, Mr. Chandrasekhar, thanks for being with us. Thanks for your time. We can only promise that we at NewsX are doing our bit to ensure that the government takes up this matter in all seriousness. Clipping into a quick break now, back in 2 minutes.